Rejection. It's a word that can stop authors in their tracks, cause discouragement, and really cause you to think, is this all worth it? But today, I want to help you reframe it. If you've ever sent off a book submission or found yourself refreshing your inbox 5 times a day, but you only to get a thanks, but no thanks, you're not alone. So let's talk about what happens after you hit submit and why rejection isn't the end of the road. This is Your Path to Publish. I'm your host, Zach Christensen. For the past decade, our team has guided authors just like you to find the best path to publish your book, get people excited to buy it even before it launches, and to turn it into the ultimate business card to build your business and your legacy. If you are ready to get your book out of your head and into people's hands, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. So let me tell you a quick story. You know the book Chicken Soup for the Soul by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen? If you haven't read it, you've probably at least heard of it or one of the series that's related to the book. Well, did you know that that book was rejected 144 times before someone said yes? That's right, it received 144 rejections. Now, granted, today's environment is a little bit different than it used to be, but still, if you want to go down the traditional publishing path, you will face rejection. Chicken Soup for the Soul series has sold over 80 million copies and is published in over 35 languages. So yeah, rejection stings, but it doesn't have to define your story unless you let it. So let's dive into a few key insights about understanding what happens after your proposal is submitted by you or by an agent, and how you can choose to respond when things aren't going the way you expected. So to start off, here's what happens after your book proposal is submitted. The responses vary widely. Some publishers respond in 6 to 8 weeks, others take months, or end up never responding at all. Now, it doesn't mean they hated your book. It just means your manuscript is still sitting in a digital pile of 400 others. There was one author I worked with where we submitted their book and I got a response back almost a year later. By that time, it was too late and the author had decided to self-publish their book. Understand, just because there's no news doesn't mean it's always bad news. If you don't hear anything, it may be your sign to start working on something new or going back to think about who else can we pitch the book to, or consider other publishing paths. Your creative energy doesn't have to be tied up in limbo. The second insight is that rejection is normal, even expected. You will get rejected. More than 80% of manuscripts are rejected. So if you think about all the authors you know and all the limited space in the publishing industry for traditional publishers, people are going to receive rejections, even if they have a great book. So that's not about you as a person or even always about the quality of your writing. Sometimes it's just a mismatch in timing, the market trends, or in the editorial fit. There may be an editor who loves your book, but they already have one similar in their library. So your job is to keep submitting, to take what feedback you can get. You may get it from editors, you may not, but take what you get and use it. And so your job is to stay in the game as long as possible. And just because you got rejected one time does not mean you can't go back and take the feedback, change it, and resubmit it. Some publishers have rejected a manuscript because platforms aren't big enough. And then a year later, the author resubmits because they've grown their platform. And then they're well on their way to having a more successful book because they took the time to take the feedback and build their platform. The next insight, how to respond productively to rejection. So when you get that no, or you get the phone call or text from your agent saying there's been a pass on these 5 publishers. First step, breathe. It's not personal. Even best-selling authors get rejections. But be sure to feel what you're feeling and breathe. As the rejections keep rolling in, review your materials. Could your letter be Could your query letter be stronger? Could your proposal be stronger? Are your sample chapters the best ones to showcase your voice in the content of the book? Number 3, use feedback wisely. If an agent or editor offers specific notes, consider those. They have knowledge and insight that you may not have access to. So consider taking those edits. Number 4, stay in motion. Submit to the next person. Keep writing, keep learning. Rejection is part of the publishing path, not a stop sign. For those times when it's particularly hard to stay in motion, connect with a fellow author or someone in your community that can offer support. It happens. It's a part of the process, but those who keep moving forward will find success. And you know what? If your dream is to have a traditional publishing deal, many authors nowadays who start with self-publishing are getting offers to be traditionally published after they've shown how their book can have an impact and how it's selling. And by then, you may know, you know what? Traditional publishing isn't right for me, and I'm going to stick with self-publishing. If it is right for you, you can take advantage and most likely get a better deal. If you faced rejection or you're afraid of it, I want to hear from you. Share your experience in the Juxtabook Author Edge community, where you'll get support, feedback, and maybe a few rejection stories that will make you laugh, cry, or maybe both. And if you want help improving your submission package, we've got tools and training for that too. You don't have to face the no's alone. Remember, rejection is part of the author's journey. It means you're doing the brave thing. You're putting your work out into the world. What a wonderful thing. And remember, you're not just writing a book. You're building your path to publish. And until next time, keep writing, keep submitting, and keep believing in your story.